From the G.B. Hodge Center in Spartanburg, South Carolina, ESPN Plus presents college basketball, and tonight a battle in the Big South Conference. The Hampton Pirates are in town to take on the Spartans of USC Upstate. As we take a look at the updated Big South Conference standings, right now Hampton in 4th place in the league with a 4-4 Big South record. Meanwhile, USC Upstate in 5th place with a record of 3-3. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you. And Richmond, we're nearing the midway point of the Big South Conference regular season schedule. This is a key series for these two teams here tonight and tomorrow.
Oh, it definitely is. And both teams are running a similar path. They've had COVID issues in the past. But at the end of the day, both coaches told us it's all about you've got to be ready to play when the ball is tipped up.
Let's start with the visitors from Hampton, and the Pirates are led in scoring by senior Davion Warren.
And he's one of the 4 returners, averaging almost 21 points per game, leading the Big South. And he's a 6'6 senior, averaging also 6.8 rebounds per game with over 2 steals per game. And it's easy to see why he's been named Big South Player of the Week twice this season.
And on the other side for USC Upstate, this week's Big South Co-Player of the Week is junior Dalvin White.
And the 5'10 junior's leadership is really starting to come on, starting to be really felt for the Spartans after a fantastic performance in the 2 wins versus Longwood, averaging 18.5 points per game, shot over 60% from the field and beyond the arc as well. And he also had 0 turnovers in both games, so he is the key to getting the Spartans going tonight.
Time now for our Ingles keys to the game. Richmond, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, I think for Hampton, it's all going to be about rebounding. They've got to crash the boards. They're the tallest team in the Big South, and 4 out of 5 of their wins, the Pirates have won the rebounding margin. For USC Upstate, it's all about getting into a rhythm quickly and try to keep that momentum from their 3-game winning streak.
Time now for the Sunbelt Reynolds starting lineups. The lineup, Richmond, for USC Upstate, it has the opening possession of the game.
Well, I think one of the keys here, we need to look out also for Tommy Bruner. Can he get going? Can he be the guy that's going to spark the Spartans here early on?
Here's Bruner inside. He turns it over. First turnover of the game. Hampton has numbers. Here's Warren down the paint. Can't convert. Dickens the rebound, and the putback is good. And the Sunbelt Reynolds starting lineup for the Hampton Pirates.
And one of those guys right there, Dickens, just with the rebound, Old Dominion transfer. Can he be one of those guys that's going to continue to be a rim protector and also be able to crash the boards as well?
USC Upstate started the season 0-9. It has won 3 straight games. It's undefeated in 2021. 3-9 record overall. 3-3 in the Big South Conference. Hammond, tough shot from the foul line. Can't get the roll. Rebound saved inside by Hampton. Here's Zink underneath. He's fouled by Dickens, and Evan Zink will head to the line to shoot 2.
And that's just the big body of Zink in there, just continuing to push people around just with his size. And, he's coming off a little bit of a shoulder injury, as you can see there with the cupping procedures that have been done. And so as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to be a force inside for the Spartans.
66% free throw shooter, shooting 63% from the field. And, he and his other teammates for USC Upstate, this team has had over a week off. Richmond, the Presbyterian series over the weekend down in Clinton, South Carolina, postponed due to COVID issues down there at PC. And Coach Stacy Palmore says he hopes his team, after a week off, is fresh as daisies here tonight.
And that's a tough thing to do when you have that type of layoff. Can you get back into a rhythm pretty quickly? And obviously, more importantly, on the offensive side. And that's where they've struggled a little bit early in some of these games, getting too far behind.
The head coach of Hampton is Edward Joyner in his 12th season at the helm of the Pirates. Former assistant coach at Hampton as well for 3 seasons before taking over the head coaching job before the 2009-10 basketball season.
And this is going to be a good matchup right here when you've got Dickens, one of the best shot blockers in the Big South, against Zink and his big body. Can Zink be able to get to the basket?
Hampton 5-8 overall, 4-4 in the Big South. It started at the Big South season 3-0 in the league, but since then it has lost 4 of its last 5. Trying to bounce back here on the road tonight as Davion Warren hits his first 2, leads the Big South Conference in scoring. Down on the other end, ball knocked out of bounds by Hampton.
And you can see with Warren just how smooth he is, why he's one of the top scorers, not only obviously in the Big South, but in the country as well.
Stacy Palmore, the acting floor coach for USC Upstate. Dave Dickerson self-isolating due to some COVID-19 concerns surrounding his family's situation. Here is Hammond for three, and down it goes for his first points of the game and the first points for USC Upstate.
And that's what you want to see Everett Hammond in terms of just being able to get into rhythm early. He's struggling from the field this year, 29% from the field, where last year he shot 39% from the field. So a good start for him there, hitting that three.
Here's Warren against Mozone, inside of the big fella, Dickens, and he slams it in.
And he's just continuing to really start blossoming now into getting into conference play, and you're starting to see just how active he is.
He has 4 points, 2 for 2 shooting for Dickens. He's shooting over 60% from the field this season. Bruner, reverse layup is missed. Rebound, Chris Shelton for Hampton, into the hands of Davion Warren. Dean inside, Dickens for the jam.
Just too easy there, and even on the other end, you could see that Dickens changed the shot there for Upstate, and that's not going to be on the stat sheet, but that's just what he does each and every night, and then obviously being able to finish strong.
Yeah, he's a mismatch, 7 feet tall, the junior from right there in Hampton, Virginia, playing for his hometown team, the Hampton Pirates. That shot by Bruner's an air ball, controlled by Hampton. Here's Marquise Godwin over to Dean. Warren hit a shot a moment ago, had his pocket picked. Turnover on Hampton, it's second. Lead pass up the floor. Hammond driving and fouled. And the foul is on Russell Dean of Hampton, his first.
That's a great recognition by Everett Hammond to actually go strong to the hole there and try to pick up the foul, which he did, even though he didn't really have numbers, but he had the advantage there with the defense out of position.
So Hammond at the line had 9 points, 4 assists in his last game against Longwood. Last week, January 5th, knocks down that free throw, give him 4 points for the game. Preseason second-team Big South Conference selection this year. And he goes 2 for 2.
Now we'll see what with Coach Palmore, what he wants to do defensively. It looks like he's going to be mixing it up a little bit. Last possession, played a little bit of zone, and looks like we're back to man-to-man here and try to get Hampton out of their offensive rhythm.
Hampton, the preseason 9th place team in the Big South Conference preseason poll, as Chris Shelton knocks down a three. He leads the Big South Conference in three-point shooting percentage, shooting over 50% from downtown.
Yeah, and he's 8th nationally, so he can definitely fill it up from downtown, and you can see again Dickens' presence inside. He's a tough animal down there.
And Warren down the lane scoops it in for his second basket. His 4th point, leads the Big South Conference in points per game, 20.5 a night. Also doing a good job on the defensive end this year, leading the Big South in steals at 2.2 a game. Upstate trying to respond, down 8 early as we've played almost 5 minutes. Bruner, tough fadeaway shot, and it drops in. Tough shot for Bruner, scores his first 2.
And a lot of coaches will say, don't take that shot, don't fall away. But Bruner has showcased that he can actually hit that shot, and that's one of his patented shots.
You kind of have to fade away with Dickens, the 7-footer, underneath. Speaking of Dickens, he's got the ball now, guarded by Zink. Back out to Warren, shot clock at 10. Inside Dickens, had the ball stripped away by Bruner. Turnover number 3 on Hampton. In the corner, Mozone, a 3. Bouncing off the rim twice. Rebound by Marquise Godwin for Hampton. Dean all the way, lays it in. That's his first 2 points of the game, and the Pirates back up to an 8-point advantage. White driving down the lane, inside to Zink, and he lost it. Second turnover on Upstate. Up the floor, Warren against Mozone, lays it in.
And we can see both teams are really wanting to push it here, and Coach Palmore says that's enough.
And Upstate wants to take a timeout and talk it over. 14:06 to go in the game, or in the first half, I should say. Pirates on the road, leaded by 10 on ESPN+.
Big South, where winners are made.
Back in Spartanburg, let's take a look at the series history. Upstate has a 2-point to make it a 2-game edge all time on Hampton. The last meeting, the regular season finale for both teams last year, February 29th, 2020. Upstate won that game 90-79. We'll take a look back at that game later on in the broadcast, but that was a game in which Upstate made a big-time comeback from a 15-point deficit to win by 11, outscoring Hampton in the second half by 26 points. Out of the timeout, White for three, leaves it short. Bruner's three, rims in and out. And the rebound by Hampton by Raymond Buffet. Into the game for the first time, goes inside, he's fouled, he'll head to the line and shoot two.
And Buffet, he's not a guy that really gets a whole lot of minutes, so surprising that Coach Joyner's gone to his bench that deep so early here in the first half.
Fouls on Kadarius Smith. So one number 4 fouls the other. Here's Raymond Buffet, 0 for 3 from the foul line this year and knocks that one down no problem. As Hampton now 1 of 1 at the line. Buffet, a transfer from Howard, played last year, 24 games as a sophomore for the Bison. And he makes both free throws to go 2 for 2. Upstate down 12 early on. 6.5 minutes gone by in this opening half of play as Hammond drives into the paint and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
And that's what Hammond is going to have to do right now. Offensively, it seems they're struggling outside shooting, so it's all about can you get to the rim, and especially take advantage right now with Dickens not in the game. So you've got to drive and try to get some easy baskets or get to the foul line like Hammond has done here.
He is 3 for 3 at the line in this game. 6 points for Hammond. And the 6'3 junior trying to chip away at the lead some more, and he does. He has 7 first half points. Upstate 4 of 6 at the line. Hampton by 10. Warren, quick shot for 3. That's off the mark. Shelton had the rebound, lost it into the hands of Upstate. Bruner on the attack. Hangs in the air, can't finish, and neither can Kadarius Smith on the offensive rebound try. Rebound Hampton. Here's Shelton, open 3, good. Another 3 for Shelton, his second of the game, and again he shoots over 50% from downtown this year.
He was Virginia Player of the Year, and his dad played at Ohio State and finished at VCU, so he knows how to play some basketball from his lineage.
That's his 42nd made three-pointer on the season. Here's Bruner, shot clock inside of 10, White for 3, got it.
And Dalvin White continuing his stellar play that he had in the past 2 games. But overall, I think he's one of the most underrated guys in the Big South, just when you look at what all he can do for the Spartans.
Yeah, he had 5 threes in the first game against Longwood, 4 more the next night. That's his first 3 here in this game. 10 threes in the last 3 games combined. Missing the shot is Warren, and the rebound by Upstate.
He does a great job running the point position for the Spartans. Very minimal turnovers, and hopefully he's okay getting a hard foul there.
And looks like he's okay. Fouls on Russell Dean.
And again,
and that's his second.
Here, just you can see the Spartans are really trying to take advantage now, I think, seeing that the big shot blocker Dickens is not in the game. And can they get some opportunities for some easy baskets to get through the rough start that they've had here?
White, a 63% free throw shooter, 20 points, 4 made threes in his last game against Longwood on Wednesday of last week. He is this week's Big South Conference co-player of the week, along with Winthrop's Chandler Vaudrin. There you see his numbers in 2 games last week against the Lancers. And
I think the biggest thing also that's not highlighted enough, he had 0 turnovers in both games and played over 30 minutes in each game.
That's impressive.
It really is.
Hampton by 10. 8 minutes gone by in the opening half of play. Here's Edward Oliver Hampton. Good matchup against Kadarius Smith. Missing that shot. Rebound by Bruner for USC Upstate. Trying to chip away at this lead some more. Skip pass from Hammond over to Bruner. The pump fake, and his shot is blocked. Bruner having trouble against Dean, making Shelton rather. Shot clock at 7. Here's Mozone, steps in. Hammond, corner 3, no. And the rebound by Hampton and Shelton.
Upstate just looked out of rhythm altogether that offensive series and just couldn't get into some type of offensive set there. And I think Coach Palmore really wanted them to try to get something, a better look than that. And you can see again just how easy Warren can get to the basket.
That's his 4th field goal made. He has 8 points. He had 22 points, 8 rebounds in his last game against UNC Asheville on Sunday, and picking up where he left off in that game here tonight. Mozone for 3. Got it.
And if there's a guy for the Spartans that can get hot fast, that is Mozone.
The junior from North Augusta, South Carolina, scores his first points of the game. Spartans down 9. And getting close to the midway point of this first half of play. Shelton, a deep 3. Rebound fought for and taken by Kadarius Smith for USC Upstate. Mozone in rhythm of 3. Not this time. Rebound Shelton for Hampton.
And as Mozone can hit those type of shots, again, I think right now Coach Palmore probably wants them to run a little bit of offense before they're having a quick shot like that.
Raymond Bethea with his first basket of the game, his 3rd basket overall this whole season.
Yeah, he's getting some quality minutes here early on in this game and typically does not play a whole lot.
Bruner trying to create, and the fall away misses everything, and the rebound by Hampton and Marquise Godwin. It's a Hampton team which went 15-19 last year, 8-10 in the Big South. As Oliver Hampton hits a 3, his 4th 3 of the year, first of the game. This is a Hampton team which last year lost to Winthrop in the Big South Conference Tournament title game by 8. It was a close game until the last couple of minutes. Winthrop won the game going away. Winthrop got the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, but the tournament was canceled.
And I think that was a surprise that Hampton made it to the conference championship game there and gave Winthrop all that they could handle.
Canceled, obviously, due to COVID-19. Here's Warren slicing his way down the lane and lays it in. Timeout, Stacy Palmore again. Davion Warren in double figures with 10. 5 made baskets. And a timeout taken by USC Upstate. 8:42 to go in the first half. It's all Pirates here in Spartanburg. .com today. And Sunbelt Rentals, we have equipment for that. And for the Hampton Pirates, leading the way in scoring so far in this game tonight, Davion Warren. Look at his numbers. Richmond showing why he is the leading point scorer in the Big South this year.
Oh, you can easily see why he's been named Big South Player of the Week twice this season already. He's also averaging almost 7 rebounds per game as well. And he's just one of the players right now for Hampton that's really hot. They're shooting 72% from the field right now, where Upstate is shooting 21% from the field. That's a big difference in the game.
Whistle away from the ball. Fouls on Marquise Godwin for Hampton. And that's his first. So a couple of guys for Hampton getting early playing time tonight. Edward Oliver Hampton, number 45. Raymond Bethea, number 4. They're coming off injuries. And Coach Joyner had said before the game this season his team has been banged up with injuries here and there. It's kind of a young team as Bruner hits a 3. And this team at Hampton didn't start practicing together in person until around Thanksgiving time. Its first game wasn't until December 1st.
And that puts you at a huge disadvantage from that standpoint. You can't understand what type of substitution pattern, rotation you want to get in, just even get into a rhythm within the team teammates understanding each other. That's a very difficult situation, and what Coach Joyner's been able to do and how this team has progressed is very impressive.
Bruner stopped in the air, Mozone, corner three. Had his own rebound for a moment, out of bounds. It'll stay with USC Upstate. And we get a timeout on the floor. 7:31 to go in the first half, and the Pirates of Hampton lead it by 13. Bowling, Richmond, Weaver, back with you at the GB Hodge Center, Spartanburg, South Carolina. The Hampton Pirates are shooting 68% from the floor, 13 of 19 so far in the game. And USC Upstate, 5 of 21, just 23%. Now make it 5 out of 22.
And that was the rough start that Coach Palmore was hoping to avoid, and I think there is some aspect of they were able to have the rest that they did with a 9-day layoff, but sometimes that can hurt you, especially trying to get back offensively into some type of rhythm.
Yeah, sometimes it can backfire. But Coach Palmore said the team did use that week plus off to heal up a little bit, get some rest, regroup, have some individual meetings with the coaching staff. But right now, a slow start here in the first half of this game. Here's White, a deep three. Good!
And that was a nice offensive series there between Hammond and White, just a give and go back and forth with each other and making sure that in that situation, each person was set up where they wanted to catch the ball and shoot, and Hammond found Dalvin White there for the three.
His second three of the game. He has 6 points. Here's a tough shot, missed by Godwin, rebound by Hammond. Upstate cut the lead down to 10, trying to chip away some more.
And this is all about Upstate. Can you make just little runs? You don't have to get everything back all at once. Look at 4-minute segments and try to make runs each of those 4 minutes.
Here's Dickens down low against Jatavius Watson. Little height mismatch there. Watson stops him. Into Warren's hands, picked up by Bruner. Hammond in his face, finds Dickens, back to Warren. Quick turnaround three, banks it in. Oh my goodness. It's your night when you have 13 in the first half and your last basket from the corner banks in for three.
When you bank it in from the corner, then you know the goal is as big as an ocean.
Bruner. Hammond puts in a three. That's his second three of the game. He has 10 points, and the lead is down to 10 again.
And as much as Bruner is a scorer, he can actually drive, and his great vision, he sees the open man and leads the team in assists, so you can see that he was able to find the open man and able to hit the three, and can now, again, can the Spartans make a run, but we see Warren continuing his hot play.
Another basket by Warren, the foul on Hammond, his first. He averages 20 points a game. He has 15 so far. He's had a game in this first half. And Hammond is shaken up.
I think he took the elbow from Warren as Warren went up and came down.
And they're going to go to the monitor just to make sure nothing extracurricular was going on during that play.
Hammond doesn't seem too happy, and I think it's probably just more out of frustration that he got hurt than thinking that it was some type of intentional act. See, Warren goes up here. Definitely looked unintentional to me.
Yeah, it looked like a basketball move. Unintentional. Just trying to create some space, going to his right. Yeah, he took it right in the chin. There's Michael Sandigo, nicknamed Sandy, the trainer for the team, looking at Everett Hammond. It's a double whammy for Hammond. There's the flagrant one interpretation, excessive and or unnecessary contact, not a legitimate play on the ball, hold or push from behind. I don't see any violation.
I do not
there.
either. Yeah, that looked like just a typical move to the basket there, and Hammond was coming down from where he got out of position up in the air, and just bad timing in terms of his face met the elbow of Warren there.
There's Ed Joyner, the head coach of Hampton, and he says, this team has been playing the numbers game this year, trying to play as many healthy players as possible. It's a young team that's had to learn on the fly, and he says these back-to-backers have been a little tough on his team, such a young group, which hasn't had a whole lot of playing time or practice time this year. There you see his coaching resume, 7 postseason appearances, including 3 appearances in the Big Dance.
And Hampton's had a nice history of being in the Big Dance. Obviously in 2001, upsetting Iowa State, finishing that game on a 10-0 run for a 15 seed, upsetting a number 2 seed.
And Warren hits the free throw. And the ruling on the floor, just a common foul. Nothing excessive, not a flagrant 1, certainly not a flagrant 2. Upstate down 13 again inside 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Watson. Back out to Bruner. Shot clock at 5. Bruner needs help. 3 to shoot. White, a deep 3. This time it's short. Offensive rebound, Watson. Shot clock resets to 20. Here's Bruner driving inside. Feeds it to Watson for the jam.
And as I had talked about, Bruner has great vision, being able to find the open man, and great strong finish by Watson, knowing that he had an opportunity of having his shot blocked, but he went up strong and went with authority and didn't leave Dickens any chance to block that.
Now here's Dickens, skips it over to Godwin. His 3, too strong. Rebound by Bruner for USC Upstate.
And now in these last 4 minutes of the first half, can they make a run here?
Off-balance shot by Bruner. Rebound Dickens into Godwin's hands. Here's Dean. Godwin, wide open 3. Left it short. And the rebound by White for USC Upstate, trying to cut the lead down to single digits again. Approaching 3.5 minutes to go in the first half of play.
And as much as I think Upstate wants to run a little bit, Coach Palmore tells them, let's bring it back. Let's get settled. Let's get a good offensive set and a good shot here.
Shots just not falling tonight for USC Upstate in this first half of action.
And that was a good shot there. That's a shot that Tommy Bruner can make, and to your point, they're just not falling right now.
Saved out of bounds by Watson into the hands of Mozone. Here's White. Lays it in.
Great hesitation there by Dalvin White to fool the defender. Was he going to slow down and set up an offense, but just continued to the rim, finishing, scoring 2.
And as poorly as Upstate is shooting the ball tonight, it has stayed in this game. It's down to single digits, 37-29, make it a 28 rather. Dean missing the floater. Out of bounds to USC Upstate, and we get a timeout on the floor. 2:46 to go in the first half. Pirates had a lead of 13. It's down to 9 here on ESPN+. USC Upstate College basketball is presented by the Beacon Drive-In here in Spartanburg, where the food is always good since 1946. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you. And there's Russell Dean, his family ties. His dad played collegiate sports at Florida A&M. His mother played college hoops at James Madison, and his cousin is the great Xavier McDaniel, played at Wichita State in college, played in the NBA, and he not only played NBA basketball, he mentioned before the game, he was very good at the NBA level.
Oh, the X-Man was something else, and we know that Deuce Dean runs the point very well for Hampton. He's all about distributing the ball, and he's a drive-first type of point guard.
Hanging in the air, missing the shot was Bruner. Taken by Hampton. You see DeJour Dickens really are causing problems inside, just being 7 feet tall alone and those long arms, that big wingspan causing problems for Upstate in the paint.
Yeah, Bruner got caught up in the air, and I think Bruner was hoping that one of his teammates was going to crash behind him where he could pass it to him, but nobody was there, and he was caught off guard.
Warren hits another three. His second three of the game. He has 19 points in the first half. He averages just over 20 a game.
Shooting 7 of 11 from the field right now. Again, he is in a rhythm. When you talk about a rhythm, it just seems so easy for him right now.
Bruner to Aldrich. Now to White. Watson way out front in the wing. Shot clock at 3, and he traveled. That's only the third turnover on Upstate in the game.
Yeah, I think Coach Palmore had Watson in there just from his athleticism to be able to match up against Dickens. And unfortunately there just got in a situation where he couldn't get his balance and ended up traveling there. And we see Upstate now looks like they're still in a zone, and Warren made them pay last time. We'll see how long they stay in this zone.
Godwin rims out that 3, fight for the rebound. Zink clears it for USC Upstate. White inside to Zink for the jam.
And again, that's what you have to do when you have a shot blocker, rim protector like Dickens is down low. You have to go up with authority, and Zink did just that.
30-second timeout taken by Edward Joyner and Hampton. The timeout taken with 45 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Pirates lead the Spartans 40-30. This is a Hampton team which last played on Sunday at home against a good UNC Asheville team, and Asheville had Hampton down by 22 points early in the second half. Hampton cut the lead down to 7 with about 4 minutes to go, but it was not quite enough. But it just shows you the grit and fire that this Hampton team has. It has the ability to score quickly and cut leads down very well.
When you have a player like Davion Warren, you can see why they can score like that. And he's not the only one, though. I mean, you look at Russell Dean, who also is known as Deuce. He's another guy that can get to the rim and score, averaging double figures himself. So Hampton's got some players that can score quickly.
Not to mention 5 players for Hampton coming into this game, average double-figure scoring, a well-balanced scoring team for Hampton, which averages 70 points a game this year. It's on pace for 80-plus here tonight. Shot clock at 7. Warren with 3 in the corner. Bethea, 2 to shoot. Bethea, and it's a shot clock violation. Good defense by Upstate. Turnover number 7 on Hampton.
And that was great defense by Upstate coming out of the timeout, because you knew that Hampton was running a design set coming out of the timeout. So really good job by Upstate. Now, can they cut into this lead?
Bruner tries to slip the pass inside. 3 seconds to go. White shot is blocked. Taken by Aldrich. Shot for 3 at the buzzer. Goes in for Josh Aldrich. And as poorly as Upstate has shot the ball in this game, Richmond, I think it's very fortunate that the Spartans are only down 7 at the break. Oh,
and that's what you want to do. Mentally, if you can be under 10 points, that's a huge advantage as you're going into halftime.
40-33, Hampton with the lead. The Geico halftime report is next on ESPN+. To learn more on car insurance, visit geico.com today. And Sunbelt Rentals, we have equipment for that. Halftime score here at the G.B. Hodge Center in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hampton leads USC Upstate 40-33. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you, and Richmond, hot shooting by Hampton in the first half, but a good close to the end of the first half for Upstate, only down 7.
Well, it was all about could they finish strong, and they actually were able to do that. Tommy Bruner was able to get going there a little bit, but obviously Deuce Dean for Hampton was able to drive, but the main guy, Davion Warren, was the hot hand, 19 points in the first half.
As you see, Chris Shelton leading the Big South in three-point shooting this year. He has a couple of threes. Nevin Zink with a basket in this game. Dalvin White, the Big South Conference Player of the Week, hitting a couple of long-range bombs as well. As Upstate down only 7 at the break. And it could have been a lot worse because shooting-wise, the Upstate Spartans have only made 11 shots in the first half of play, shooting 32% as we take a look at the first half stats. 32% for USC Upstate, but Hampton, Rich, shooting 55% and 41% on threes.
And they actually cooled off a little bit. At one time, they were shooting over 70% for the game, and that was the big difference in the game. But Upstate just kept battling. They kept grinding, and being able to hit the three-pointer right before halftime was a huge shot in the arm for them.
Leading the way in scoring so far, Davion Warren, 19 points for Hampton. For Upstate, it's Everett Hammond. He leads the way for the Upstate Spartans with 10. Again, your halftime score here in Spartanburg, it's Hampton 40, USC Upstate 33. The Geico halftime report continues in a moment here on ESPN+.
$100 instantly. Ready to go inside and see your new Cash 5?
Ready to see it. I'm ready to play.
Back at the Geico halftime report. Halftime score, Hampton 40, USC Upstate 33. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you as we take a look at the first half game summary. Well, it's been the Davion Warren show. Richmond, he came into this game averaging 20 points a game. He had a game in the first half alone.
Yes, he sure did. And just again, just showcasing just how easy he could score, though. That's what made the big difference there. Just he's so smooth and can score in bunches.
Points in the paint, Hampton a significant edge in that category, and only 7 total fouls called in the first half alone.
We like those type of smooth games, right? And players do as well. Coaches do as well. I mean, they obviously want it officiated in a certain way that you're calling the fouls that are fouls, but letting the players play.
You saw Davion Warren there, averaging 20 points a game, had 19 in the first half. Richmond, he averaged 10 points a game last year, so he's doubled his average from his junior year to his senior year.
He's been one of the big surprises in terms of production in the Big South. A lot of people knew that he was probably going to take that next step, but I don't think anybody knew to this type of degree.
So USC Upstate, tough night shooting in the first half, trying to come back in this game, moving screen called on Upstate, and they go back the other way.
Yeah, Everett Hammond there, just a little too aggressive there, trying to free his partner, Bryson Mozone, up there for the three.
Yeah, Richmond, it's a Hampton team which lost some good scoring from individual players from a year ago. Jermaine Morrow averaged 24 points a game. Ben Stanley averaged 22 points a game, and that's 46 points per game lost from last year's team.
Yeah, when you have basically 74% of your scoring that is no longer on the team, that's tough to replace. And for Coach Joyner, it's been a tough challenge for him, as we talked about earlier on, just with the whole COVID situation and not starting practice until basically after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he said, when we talked to him the other day, 13 games played. They've had only about 25 full team practices since the week of Thanksgiving.
In a regular season, most teams have almost 25 practices before their first game.
4 to shoot. Zink in traffic. Fight for the rebound. It's loose. Picked up by Godwin. Saves it into the hands of Dickens, and now to Dean. Up the floor, Shelton. Reverse layup is good. Wow.
Nice move by Shelton. He's going to be a breakout star here in the Big South. Again, Virginia High School Player of the Year, and he's really showcasing not only being able to shoot the three, but he can finish strong as well.
White, that one crawls off the rim. Rebound, Dickens, the 7-footer, into the hands of Dean. Dean on the attack. Stopped to Shelton. Godwin trying to create. Dean stopped, needs help. Shot clock inside of 10, into the hands of Davion Warren, leading the team And this game tonight with 19 points and a slam by Dickens.
Great finish by Dickens, but we had a mismatch there where Zink got crossed up and was not guarding Dickens. Mozone was there. An easy basket for Dickens. But again, can Upstate continue to fight through, and you see Bruner getting in a basket there.
The lob again to Dickens. Has to run it down on the baseline. Finds Dean. Looked like they tried to run the same play. The second consecutive trip down the floor, and banking it in again is Warren, eclipsing his average of 20.5 points a game. He now has 21.
Well, he was determined he was going to back down and score, and the refs let them play. As you can see, we talked about they only called 7 fouls in the first half, letting each team play right now.
White, quick release three. Bouncing out, rebound Dean for Hampton. And look at the push.
And that is Dean's game, trying to push down, distribute as fast as he could.
And Hammond fouled in transition. He will head to the line and shoot two. Now, we talked about Hampton's lack of practice time early in the season. Upstate had 2 COVID shutdowns in the fall. Only 15 combined practices in a span of 43 days for this club in the fall and early winter.
And as you see Hammond taking it strong to the hole there, I think that's part of what you start seeing as the team starts to gel early on. Upstate had a real trouble getting into an offensive rhythm, and it showed that with their win-loss record, falling behind pretty early. But during that 3-game winning streak, they were actually able to be more of the aggressor early on. And that's just because they had been playing together for a while and then could get into some type of rhythm.
Upstate hanging around, down to a single-digit deficit again for the Spartans. Only down 9, 46-37. Here's Warren. Quick turnaround shot goes in over Hammond. He has 23.
And some nights, it doesn't matter what you do because that was excellent defense there, and that was just a situation where Warren just made a better play.
Zink goes inside and scores over Dickens.
Great job by Zink, recognizing that Dickens, his footwork was off a little bit, and that's the key that you have to do to a shot blocker. You have to attack and go straight up.
Godwin, a deep three, puts it in. That's his first points of the game. He had 13 points, 7 rebounds in his last game against Asheville back on Sunday. Hits a 3 there. Pirates in the lead by 12. Bruner rims out that 3. Rebound Hampton. Up the floor, Shelton in transition, and he scores! Timeout taken by Stacy Palmore and USC Upstate. 15:23 to go in Spartanburg, and Hampton led by 7 at the break, now doubling it up to 14 here on ESPN+. And maybe the most impressive stat of that game, 25 assists on 34 made baskets.
And that's when you know your offense is playing really well and unselfish offense from that standpoint. And that's what you're wanting to be able to accomplish in a situation like that. Never giving up, but having it as a team effort. Not one person's going to make or break the comeback.
I asked Stacy Palmore what he remembered most about that game, especially the second half, as Hammond shoots a 3 and puts it in. And he said his team just really dug deep and played defense almost in an angry manner, trying to make Hampton get uncomfortable on the offensive end. And that energy just kept going on in the second 20 minutes of that game.
And I would imagine Coach Palmore or Coach Dickerson probably gave them some language to get them angry.
Offensive foul on Dalvin White. And another timeout. 14:38 to go here in Spartanburg, and Hampton's lead down to 11 on ESPN+. Head to BigSouthSports.com/sweepstakes to enter. Deadline to register is February 15th. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you and the rest of our ESPN Plus crew. It's Hampton by 11, 53-42, 14:35 to go in the game. Game 1 of 2 of a back-to-back here this week, Thursday night, Friday night. Big South hoops action here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hampton has led the whole game so far. Holding foul called on Zink, and that's the first. And think about it, Richmond, a 20-game conference schedule. That's brutal enough. 10 back-to-back series. I mean, that's a rough stretch for everybody.
And I don't think coaches and players really understood what it was going to be like, the back-to-backs. And now they're really understanding it now that they're going through it. I think it's much tougher than they had anticipated.
Well, a lot of guys have aspirations of playing in the NBA. Well, this is one of the reasons, or one of the ways to get you ready for the NBA, playing these back-to-backs so often here this season.
I think the NBA doesn't even play as many back-to-backs as these guys are going to be playing. So this will definitely get them ready.
Well, here's Davion Warren, 23 points in the game. They get 24 now. And we talked to Edward Joyner before the game. Says he's a talented kid. He can score at all 3 levels. And he's been able to step up and take advantage of the opportunity to be a scorer this year. Like we mentioned, this team lost the scoring output of Jermaine Morrow and Ben Stanley from a year ago. They combined to average 46 points a game.
And he was going to have to be that guy to fill those positions, not only just from a scoring standpoint, but also from a leadership standpoint. And Coach Joyner talked about that. He's been able to do that as well.
Zink stopped, camping out into the lane, almost a 3-second violation. There's Hammond, open 3, bounces off, rebound, Dickens for Hampton.
And Hammond is still continuing to struggle this season relative to last season, where he was a 39% shooter from the field. Just hasn't been able to find a good balance in terms of getting his feet set. It's always seems like he's struggling to get into some type of situation where he's comfortable.
It's an Upstate team which started the year 0-9. Since then, it's won 3 straight, and Coach Palmore said this team really started to show signs of improvement on the road at UNCG, at Tennessee. Started taking better care of the basketball, defended much better. And now this team on a 3-game winning streak, undefeated in the calendar year of 2021, as Bruner has 3 to shoot, has to hurry. 1 second to shoot, they don't get it off. Shot clock violation, good defense by Hampton.
And in there, it just, again, seemed that Upstate just couldn't get anything going. Now, obviously, good defense by Hampton, but could that be a situation, pull it back out and call some type of design set in that situation?
Upstate with 9 days off. Hampton just played a 2-game set on Saturday and Sunday at home against Asheville, as Warren misses that shot. Edward Oliver Hampton, the offensive rebound. Here's Shelton inside. That's way short. Here comes Upstate on the run. Hammond trying to beat Godwin down the floor. Lays it in and one. For Richmond, this Hampton team had lost 4 of 5 coming into this game tonight.
Well, this is what Upstate needed here, just being able to finish strong from Hammond there. And can now Upstate be in a situation to make a run here in this last 12 and a half minutes, basically?
So Everett Hammond at the line. He has 17 points. He averages 10 a game. His season high so far, 18 points this year. And he ties his season high right there, 18th point of the game. Upstate, 7 of 11 at the line. Upstate hanging around. It always seems to cut it down to 10, Rich, and then Hampton always seems to get it back up to 12 to 14.
They do. They just can't get over the hump. And even like for Hammond, it seems like he's had a tough time. I mean, he's got 18 points, but it's been a struggle for him to get that. It's been hard work, and they're just having to work really hard to even get over the hump.
Aldridge, contact, offensive foul on Aldridge. That's his first.
And that was close to the restricted area, but obviously the refs felt that he was outside of the restricted area.
Well, 2 years ago, these two teams joined the Big South Conference at the same time. Hampton swept the season series 2 seasons ago. Upstate swept last year's series. This is game 1 of a back-to-back for these two teams here this week. Bethea, rebound Watson. White stopped, finds Hammond. It's White, Hammond, Aldrich, Watson, Mozone, the 5 on the floor. Oh, nice move by Hammond, and he scores.
Great hesitation by Hammond. And now that's how he's getting to the basket and scoring, is those type of moves there, getting defenders off balance and then finishing strong.
He weaved through 3 different defenders and scored easily. Edward Oliver Hampton, that's short on that 3. Here comes Hammond, White, 3, good! His third 3 of the game. He has 11 points, and the lead is down to 5. It's 55-50. Hampton with the lead, 5-5. You're watching Big South Conference men's basketball here on ESPN+. Back in Spartanburg, almost at the midway point of the second half. Hampton's lead is down to 5, 55-50. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you, and Richmond. Everett Hammond has kept Upstate in this game.
And it seems to be a quiet game for him, just how quickly he got to 20 points. He didn't realize just how effective he's been tonight, 3 of 5 from three-point line. So he's been keeping the Spartans in this game.
Upstate shot just 32% in the first half of this game. Right now shooting 55% in the second half, raising its average to 37% for the game. Near steal by White. Here's Godwin, open 3. And rebound by Watson for USC Upstate, trying to chip away the lead some more. It was down 14 at one point in this game. Down 7 at the break, down 14 early in the second half. Now the lead much more manageable to deal with. Down to a 5-point game. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here's Hammond. Tries to feed it to Watson. Mozone with 5 to shoot. Got fouled on the 3, and he'll go to the line to shoot 3. Oh, they say 2. Foot on the line. 2-point free throw coming up for Mozone.
Well, it looked like Mozone was going to be in trouble there. He couldn't make a decision what he wanted to do because of the shot clock, but got bailed out there with a foul by Hampton.
He got a 3 in the first half. He's been a little quiet tonight. 69% free throw shooter. Upstate, 8 of 12 at the line. And Mozone's 4th point. And I think they got the score messed up. Should be 55-51, shouldn't it?
That is correct.
Now they got it right. 55-52. Warren, contested 3. Book it.
And again, that is just fantastic defense by Hammond, fighting through the screen and then getting the hand in Warren's face. But Warren just made a better play and finished because Warren just feels it tonight. He's got the hot hand and can't miss.
He's hitting shots when he's open, hitting shots when he's not open. He has 28 points. Hammond inside Watson, goes hard to the rim. He's fouled. He'll head of the line and shoot 2. It's on Bethea, his second.
And there you can see Hammond, he seemed to almost be baiting Hampton into that play there, knowing that Watson was going to crash to the basket as he drove baseline and found Watson there as Watson gets fouled.
Watson makes the first. He has 3. He's seen limited playing time off and on this year. He's been a little banged up. And, Rich, this is not a real deep USC Upstate team right now. Brandon Martin's out with an injury. Mr. Goodlow is out for the season. Jatavius Watson, he's been banged up. They only go about 8 deep.
Yeah, and that's when Coach Palmore was talking about. That's been a little bit of a struggle, is some of these guys having to play such heavy minutes. And when you're getting into these back-to-back games, that's very tough for some of these teams.
Warren's pass inside taken away. 11 turnovers on Hampton. Here's Mozone. Upstate down only 5. 2-possession game. 9.5 minutes remaining. Hammond, elbow jumper. No. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds. Off of Warren. Stays with Upstate.
And that's what that's what Coach Palmore likes about Watson coming off of that foot injury, just how active he is, and that's why he's in the game, just for his athleticism right now.
White stopped, finds Watson, back to White, open 3. No, it's short. Rebound by Hampton and DeJour Dickens. Hampton has led the entire game. Largest lead, 14, led by 7 at the break, up by 14 at one point in the second half. Shot missed by Dean. Here comes White, it's 2-on-2. Hammond in rhythm of 3, too strong. Rebound White. Mozone. Over the back foul called on Aldrich. Multiple opportunities on that trip.
It was, and you could just tell there, just couldn't finish there. Maybe got caught in the air, indecisive in terms of, was there a shot blocker there? Could you finish strong? And then ultimately led to a over-the-back foul.
Tommy Bruner will check in at the next opportunity. Shelton's 3. Off the mark. Rebound Watson for Upstate. Here comes White. Mozone, a quick 3. The threes just running in and out for Upstate here in both halves.
And that's Mozone's shot. He loves the corner 3 there, and coming off a break, he set up perfectly. Just didn't fall for him.
Warren stopped. Dickens. Fight for the rebound, and Aldridge clears.
And both teams right now are struggling offensively just to put the ball in the basket. And definitely Hampton is cooling off a little bit from their really hot shooting in the first half.
Watson against Dickens. Here's Hammond. Awkward shot, got fouled on the release, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 when we come back. 7:37 to go in Spartanburg. Hampton by 5 on ESPN+. Tires is the official tire of the Big South Conference, and for over 65 years has been providing tires with unbeatable quality at an unmatched value. Whatever the vehicle and whatever the terrain, Hercules Tires invites you to ride on our strength. For a retailer near you, visit HerculesTires.com. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver with you at the GB Hodge Center. At the line, Everett Hammond was fouled on a 2-point shot before the break. New season high 20 points in this game tonight for Hammond. .69% free throw shooter. He has 21 points in the game.
And he's 8 for 8 from the free throw line tonight. You for 9. I jinxed him, of course. And I was trying to actually be quiet with these arenas where they're empty. Basically, that the players can even hear us talking at times.
Down to a 2-possession game. Here's Warren with a game-high 28 so far. He's been tough to stop. Shelton missing the banker. Out of bounds to Upstate.
Bad position there for Shelton to be standing out of bounds right where the ball came.
So what do you feel like Upstate has to do? It's right there. 2-possession game. It's fought all the way back so far.
Don't think that you have to settle on the big 3 to get the team going. All you need to do is just run your offense, run the offensive sets, and pass the ball around to try to get Hampton in a position where they're in a chaotic situation where they're not able to guard everybody. Like there with Tommy Bruner there, that's probably not the best shot in that type of situation. Wasn't enough ball movement and try to get somebody in a rhythm to shoot.
Shelton, 3, rims in. Chris Shelton, his third 3 of the game, 13 points, a 50-plus percentage three-point shooter this year for the Pirates of Hampton.
And you can tell a shooter, they get those type of bounces, those type of rolls just with a soft touch that they have.
Aldrich. Oh, his 3 rims out. Watson had it off the leg of Hampton. Stays with Upstate.
And as Shelton got his roll, Aldrich did not get his roll there.
Oh, that was halfway down. So White will inbound. Upstate down 7. Plenty of time. 6 minutes to go. Bruner. Pass knocked away. Oh, they say out of bounds off of Bruner. That's only the 8th turnover on Upstate.
And I think that's been one of the keys. As poorly as Upstate has shot, they've been able to stay in the game because they haven't had too many turnovers. But there, Bruner just got caught in traffic, double team, and had nowhere to go.
Nice interior passing, but a turnover on Hampton. It's 12th, 2-on-2. Bruner all the way, contact, basket does not fall.
And I think they do need to look and see, did the ball hit the backboard first and then get touched? I don't think the refs want to take a look at it, but that was close. But this is what Upstate needs to do. Can you whittle down the lead without any time coming off the clock? Going to the free throw line, and great opportunity for Bruner to be able to do that with a strong drive there.
81% free throw shooter, knocks down his 8th point of the game. He had 18 points in his last game against Longwood on January 5th. The day before, Richmond against Longwood. Bruner hit a half-court shot at the buzzer to beat the first half clock.
Yeah, top 10 Sports Center play.
That's right. Shelton. Short. Rebound Aldrich. Spartans down just 6. 2-possession game. Plenty of time to go. Over 5 minutes left as Hammond drives inside, draws defenders. He finds White. Open 3. Down it goes. His 4th 3 of the game, and he cuts that 6-point lead in half.
And for Dalvin White there to be able to catch and shoot that, he was a little off balance, but was still able to square his shoulders up even midair and be able to have a nice release. Even though it was almost like a knuckleball, he still had that touch to put it in.
Warren, his 3. Off the mark, put back jam attempt, missed by Dickens. Here comes Upstate. Trying to cut the lead some more. Watson on the fly, lays it in. It's down to a 1-point game. Upstate was down 14 early in the second half. Now it's only down 1.
And that's what we were talking about. Just continue to run what you want to run in terms of they like to run fast break, get some easy baskets, and they were able to do that. But the difference maker is Warren. He continues to show that what type of scorer he is.
He has 30 points, 2 away from matching his career high in a Hampton uniform. Upstate down 3, coming up on 4 minutes to go. White, his 3. Rebound, Warren.
And I think even Dalvin White showed that there. That was probably his bad for shooting that type of shot. He felt that I'm in the zone. Can I get a big basket here? But they probably just didn't need that type of shot. Just continue to fight. Try to get something inside. Maybe get to the free throw line to look at an opportunity of knocking down this lead.
Bruner tried to go inside though. Watson turned it over. 9 turnovers now on USC Upstate. 3.5 to go. 3-point game. It just feels like a grinded out type game for both teams.
It definitely does. And this is what you like seeing in the Big South. And people that aren't watching mid-major basketball, you're missing out these type of games here.
Warren hits a 2 and he ties his career high. 32 points, 32 of the 65 for Hampton.
And for Warren, he just makes it look so easy there. Step back, seemed a little off balance as well, but still was able to have a nice mid-range, soft touch jumper there.
Hammond tries to wrap it around to Aldridge. White for three. Offensive rebound, Watson into Bruner's hands. Bruner hangs in the air and turns it over. Dean all the way, puts it in. That's only his fourth point of the game, and it's a three-possession game again with 2:25 to go.
And that's how quickly it can turn there, and that's based on turnovers. When you try to force things, you can be in a difficult situation, and as Tommy Bruner, as great as he does so many things, that's been one Achilles heel for him is unforced errors.
Hammond, that's way off the mark, and it's controlled by Hampton. Upstate needed a basket there. It's a three-possession game, exactly 2 minutes to go.
And I think you can start seeing the pressure that Upstate's putting on themselves, thinking that they had to have that big shot again to be able to try to get back in this game right here at the very end of it.
Here's Hammond all the way. Can't score, but Bruner does. Incredible 5-point game. 100 seconds left.
Still plenty of time. Just get a defensive stop here for Upstate and see if they can then on the offensive end get a score.
30-second timeouts taken by Edward Joyner and Hampton. Back in Spartanburg, 1:36 to go. Hampton leads USC Upstate 67-62. Brock Bowling, Richmond Weaver. And Richmond, it's been the Davion Warren show here tonight. Tying his career high so far, 32 points tonight, 13 of 20 from the floor.
And I think that's what's been the most impressive thing about it, just how efficient he's been from the field. 65%, I mean, he's a 45% field goal shooter for the season right now. So you can just see the difference that he's been able to have for the Pirates tonight.
Hampton inbounding in the front court, leading by 5. Time a factor now if you're USC Upstate. It's still in this game. It's been right there on so many occasions here in the second half. And Hampton's been able to fight off USC Upstate so far. Shot clock inside of 10. Here's Dean way out front. Now to Warren. He looks at the clock. 2 to shoot. Dean puts it up. Missing the shot. Rebound. Watson has it. And Upstate got the key stop it needed. Approaching 1 minute to go. Down 5.
That's exactly what you wanted and got a position where Dean shooting the three, and that's not what he likes to do. So great job for Upstate to not only make him shoot but also get the rebound.
White puts in a three. His 5th. 3 of the game. He has 17 points. It's down to a 2-point game inside of a minute to go.
Again, now can you match the same type of defensive intensity you had on the previous possession?
A much-needed stop right here for USC Upstate. Shot clock at 10, game clock at 30 seconds to go.
And this is like it's going to be one-on-one.
And a turnover. Upstate gets the stop. The turnover on Hampton. Shot clock turned off, 27.9 to go. Upstate down 2. And they're going to review just to make sure that Hampton was indeed the last team to touch the ball when it went out of bounds. Looked pretty clear to me.
It sure did. And it looked like it was going to be a situation where it was going to try to be a screen for Warren and let him go one-on-one, but it was more of a pick-and-roll type of situation to try to get Dickens down low here. Yes, it definitely was just a pick-and-roll type of situation, but just good defense to try to put your hands up and make an awkward pass from Warren there.
So inside of 2 minutes to go in the game or in overtime, you can go to the monitor to make sure that the correct team touched the ball last out of bounds. Looked pretty clear that Hampton, I think it was off the passer, Warren.
It was, yes. I don't think anybody touched it at all. I don't think Dickens was able to get his hands on it. I think it was just an errant pass by Warren there. And again, give credit to Upstate for being able to have that type of defense there because it looked like Hampton was out of rhythm.
So they're going to continue to look at the monitor. The ruling on the floor was out of bounds off of Hampton Upstate ball. And Upstate hoping that the call is confirmed.
And I think
it is. Jerry Heater, the official, says Upstate ball. Okay, so Upstate down 2. They're right there, 27.9 to go. What do you expect from Upstate?
Well, I think here again, are you going to be able to have some type of very similar situation, some type of pick and roll situation, but can you just get Hammond open? I think Hammond or White is going to be the go-to guy right now in terms of who can score, and I think it's going to be one of those two guys, but you don't want to get into a situation where you're forcing it. Just let the offense get into a flow and don't try to get feeling the pressure of the moment.
Here we go. White picks up the ball in the inbounds play into Hammond's hands. He's had a good game all around in both halves.
There was a screen for Hammond to try to get him open as White comes over.
Hammond down to 13 seconds. Hammond for the tie. No, it rims off. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds to Hampton.
Yeah, it looked like it was off Watson there fighting for the rebound.
7.1 seconds to go. Upstate has to either get a steal or immediately foul to try and extend the game.
They'll try to put enough pressure on here to try to get a quick steal. If they don't, then immediately foul.
They foul Warren. Fouls on Mozone. That's his first. And if Warren makes 2 free throws here, you got to think that'll do it. If he makes both. Run into the 1-and-1.
And for Upstate, you couldn't really ask for a much better shot. Hammond was in the lane, and we know that Hammond can hit that little mid-range floater there in the lane. Just did not fall for him.
Rattles in the first one. A new career high for Davion Warren, 33 points.
How fitting that he would be on the line to try to ice the game here for the Pirates based on the game he's had tonight.
34 for Warren. Hampton, a perfect 8 of 8 at the line in the game. A full timeout taken by USC Upstate, 6.7 to go. And unlike in the NBA, you don't get to advance the ball past the midcourt line. They can do it in the women's college game, not at the men's level. And that is a significant difference because you need a basket in a hurry with 6.7 to go. And you need 2 of them.
I still haven't been able to understand why they haven't changed the rule in men's college basketball, because I do think it would add for opportunities for excitement to be able to have teams where you do have the opportunity of not wasting 2 or 3 seconds just getting the ball up the court. If you're inbounding, down here now, depending on can you throw it to half court, that obviously would eliminate any type of 2 or 3 seconds running off the clock. But I'd love to see the change just to add some more excitement to the game.
Hampton came into this game having lost 4 of its last 5 games. Upstate was red hot on a 3-game winning streak. And that streak for Upstate on the verge of ending tonight unless they can have a miracle here. Down 4, 6.7 to go. No timeouts left either for Upstate. Here's Hammond up the floor. White has to put up a shot in a hurry, and it goes in with 1.8 to go. It's a 3. Give him 20. It's down to a 1-point game.
Now again, can they get another quick steal here?
And they haven't put the points on the board. Now they have. 1-point game with 1.8 to go.
And looks like Dalvin White might have a cramp. Yeah, Dalvin White's definitely struggling there after hitting that big 3.
That's his 6th 3 of the game. He has 15 threes in his last 3 games combined. That's a deep 3. Nothing but net. Stopping the clock with 1.8 to go. Timeout Hampton. There's Dalvin White. We talked to Stacey Palmore before the game, and his relationship with Dalvin White goes way back. to when Dalvin was just 8 years old. Palmore was an assistant coach at Georgia, recruiting Dalvin's brother to come play at Georgia. He met Dalvin when Dalvin was 8. And he says it's just been a unique relationship they've had over the last dozen years or so. He says his teammates really respect him, and he's fought through ailments throughout his career and trying to fight through this leg ailment right now for the final 1.8.
And this is all about, can they potentially get a 5-second count here or a quick turnover, and you still have time to immediate foul.
They get it to Bethea. Traveled! He turned it over, and Upstate has it back with 1 second to go.
Anything can happen in these type of situations, and we're seeing it tonight. And there, yeah, the question was he pushed there? But the refs felt that Bethea was traveled before the push.
So exactly 1 second to go. Neither team has a timeout left. This is for the game right here. Either way, right underneath Upstate's basket, Upstate will inbound to try to score for the win.
And we know here, obviously with just 1 second, there's Hammond not much they can do.
Hits the side of the backboard, and that's it. The Hampton Pirates come in and hang on to win by 1, 69-68. The final. Hampton led the entire way and had to hang on for dear life.
Just an unbelievable performance by both teams. Very gritty, but give a lot of credit to Upstate for being able to fight back the way they did. At the end of the day, though, it was all the Davion Warren story.
With the win, Hampton goes to 6-8 on the year, 5-4 in the Big South Conference. With the loss, Upstate drops to 3-10 overall, 3-4 in the Big South. We'll do it again tomorrow night. Same two teams, same location, same time. Upstate against Hampton tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern from Spartanburg right here on ESPN+. For Richmond Weaver and the rest of our crew, Brock Bowling saying so long from the GB Hodge Center. Hampton comes in, hangs on, wins by 1 here on ESPN+.